Mine
important.
would be from the survival story of the 15-year survivor of breast cancer, Mrs. Comfort Owusu, who came here to have a conversation with Chris. And during the conversation with Chris, I picked up one thing. She said at the time, 15 years ago, when she had breast cancer, the treatment was costing her about 6,800 Ghana cedis. So you can imagine how much it's costing now. So if you do get your breast checked, remember, early detection saves lives. So do go and get yourself checked.
All right. Well, we like to start the show off with some words of inspiration, and today is no different. Herman Melville says this.
Right. She says it's better to fall in love, to fall originally. So it is better to fall in originality, to fail in originality than succeed in imitation. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. It is better, for the third time, to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Imitation.
That's like you're striving to be someone else. And you successfully become someone else. He says it's better that you should have failed in being yourself.
Yes.
You know.
Because really,
there's already the person you are trying to be, it already exists.
Exactly.
So
like there's a Kweku David, and you admire him
poor
so
shadow
much.
of another person.
You admire him so much. You want to be living through him. You want to be doing things like Kweku David. How much can you go? How far can you go trying to be like Kweku? You have to be yourself. Be original. Be original. You can never be like somebody. We were all created differently. You may have talents or some skills that if you don't explore, you will not even discover. Maybe Kweku has explored his and he's discovered that this is what he can do. So if you are trying to live like Kweku David, it won't be. Rather be yourself. Be yourself. And fail while trying to be yourself than failing while trying to be like Kweku. Or any other person you may be trying to be like.
Well, we have a few reminders for you. The community forum, of course, it comes on today, and today it's coming from Tema Newtown. Yes, and Philip Nii Lartey will be bringing you conversations with the people of Tema Newtown. So you don't want to miss out on that. Okay, so join us at 9 a.m. Of course, we're going to have a truncated version of Breakfast Daily, so you can join us right here at 9 a.m. For the community forum with Philip Nii Lartey, all the way coming from Tema Newtown.
Right, Kweku, and also the ballot box. The ballot box. We are nearing the election. December 7th is just around the corner. So if you want to know what is going on around elections, the ballot box, and why you should make a decision to vote for Party A, Party B, or C, you should tune in to City 97.3 FM every Monday to Thursday between the hours of 10 p.m. and midnight. Do tune in and join Christopher Kevin Esima as he brings you conversations on the ballot box. Yeah,
absolutely. And then, of course, tonight we have What the Papers Are Saying. Yes, Vivian Kai Loco will be bringing you What the Papers Are Saying. You know, to your screens right here at 9 p.m. You don't want to miss out on the conversations on What the Papers Are Saying right here on Channel 1 TV. So join us at 9 p.m. There's a lot of things that are happening today, both on radio and TV, and you want to be part of the mix.
Right, Situation Room is also very live on Channel 1 television with your host Umaru Sandar Amadu and of course Samiri Afi. This in every Monday to Thursday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Do join these two gentlemen as they bring you insightful conversations on the Situation Room.
Absolutely. And then we also have the Wonder Space Show. Yes, the Wonder Space Show will be coming to you this weekend. Don't forget it. It's happening on Saturdays at every Saturday at 12 noon. Yes, and this Saturday is no different. This Saturday we'll be looking at, or Miss Natalie, rather, will be looking at games, the Ghanaian games, you know, so the various games that we have in Ghana, or Ware and Co. will be up for conversation. Ampe and all of those games will be up for conversation on the Wonder Space Show. So, so that's what we have for you as reminders of the various shows that we have that are happening right here on Channel 1 TV. All right, and it's time for us to get into the dailies, and so we're going to go right into it. Nana Tufo Boateng has joined me on the set this morning. Nana, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, David.
Yeah?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Golden. I'm
Great
golden.
stuff. Great stuff.
Yesterday,
Yeah, quite interesting.
Supreme Court.
I mean, it's interesting. I had to say through about a 4-hour show.
Yep, I saw that.
And it's interesting. I have no
saw that.
background in law. But it looks like the interest is coming.
The interest is coming. When you dabble with current affairs at the point, it starts to do that kind of thing to you, you know.
I was sitting there, I was listening to, the students of law do their thing. And I was wondering, so is this what you go through when you host the question of law?
It's like that. The question of law is the same. It's like that, you know. With the question of law, then you suddenly, you know, and it starts to tickle you. And you're like, this thing, you know.
I go if you do, then again. Oh, it's all good. The law is a beautiful thing. And I mean, it's quite fascinating to observe how these players in the legal space embark on their legal gymnastics and all in court. I mean, it's good. But then when the authority stamps the authority, then you get to know. I mean, there was quite a lot of ambiguity when the stay of execution order was given. But then again, yesterday we all heard the judgment. This is actually even on the application by the speaker for the court to attend its own decision, staying the execution of the speaker's ruling. But then you listen to how the speaker, the Chief Justice, in delivering the ruling from the panel that sat on the matter, broke the issues down. So she put it under 3 themes, which themes, of course, were the issues raised in the application by the speaker. One having to do with jurisdiction, one having to do with natural law, and one having to do with service, how the speaker was served and all that. And I think it was fascinating, quite spot on.
I was intrigued by the fact that, yes, you if you're going to serve on the speaker personally, it's only Mondays. But if you're serving the legal department, then any day,
any other day,
you know, then I think that what we have to be careful of is politicians sometimes take advantage of maybe the intricacies and play into spaces that dribble all of us.
They're smart. See, I wouldn't doubt it if it is the job of someone to sit and look for the fine lines between some of these things and exploit it. You get it? And the speaker is no mean a person. He is a legal luminary himself. And he's a fine politician, having served as MP for how long? And so he knows where. What buttons to press?
Where he can pass.
Exactly. He knows how to maneuver his way around some of these things.
On the day where on that Tuesday where they all met at Parliament and there were the military men on the ground, did you notice how upset the NDC caucus were? Seeing the military, what are they doing here, and
and actually warned them not to show up.
But we found out later
it was at the behest
of the speaker, and apparently it's something they do when they've had a
standard
break. Standard practice. So it's like we that are ignorant. You are playing us and playing our emotions, but you know it's what you do.
That's what I'm saying. They are smart. They understand. They know how to press the right buttons to get us talking. And of course, to have their way. Politics is a popularity contest, right?
I guess so.
You need to stay in the media. You need to be in the news. So they know how to trigger that, and it's fine.
Well, fool me once. I'm the fool. You ain't gonna get me twice.
Anyways, let's get into the various headlines this morning. I'll start off with the Ghanaian Times. Front page says, at 53rd Cadet Officers Graduation, we need fair, firm election policing. This is the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, speaking. If you jump to page 3, there's a story that says cerebral palsy, autism sufferers, target of sexual abuse in Achim Tafo.
Oh, no.
Why are people like this?
Oh, no.
You want to prey on the vulnerable.
The vulnerable,
Like, I don't know.
It's disgusting.
Anyways, Boko conflict. CJ orders closure of 7 courts in Upper East. And 160,000 persons living with HIV on antiretroviral treatment. This is attributed to Dr. Abdul. That's it for the Ghanaian Times. If you jump to the back page, there's some politics there. Answer questions posed to you. This is John Dramani Mahama to Mahamudu Bawumia.
Okay.
That's on the back page of the Ghanaian Times.
All right, let's go to the Daily Guide. It says here, MPs vacant seats. Supreme Court throws out Speaker. Let's debate. Bawumia fires back at Mahama. Prempeh College marks Diamond Jubilee, rather. And we have Veep Lords IGP for police reforms. ESLA launches e-skills for jobs. And we have iRisk shines at Club 100 Awards. Those are the headlines on the front page of the Daily Guide. Okay. One that doesn't seem to have made any headlines at all is Mfantsipim taking down
the National
everybody else.
Space.
Yeah, taking down everybody else,
Yeah.
So good for them.
We used to call it Brella.
Yeah, I remember.
Brella.
Brella. It's true. I remember that.
Anyways, I take it to the Anchor. The Anchor newspaper says Supreme Court knocks out Speaker Bagbin again as Chief Justice fumes. Quote, this is a constitution crisis. Bawumia unveils a go ride for taxi drivers. Uber bold others to face stiff competition. Amewu can't win Hohoi seat again. Alhaji Sinari fires. Mahama goes berserk over 50 questions. And East Legon demolition contempt case hearing reveals identity of masterminds. That's it for the Anchor newspaper this morning.
All right, the Chronicle says Dampare is a visionary leader. He has brought tangible results since assuming office. Coming from Bawumia. Bawumia launches Go Ride. NDC has failed to recognize contributions of Volta region. We have Great Coat halts unauthorized excavation under high tension lines in Ayawaso West. Okay. And then we have Supreme Court throws out Bagbin. The scripture for today on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. It says, one generation shall praise your works to another and declare your mighty acts. Psalm 145, verse 4.
Amen.
Amen.
ABC newspaper says Mahama added 343 billion Ghana cedis to gross public debt, IPG reveals. NPP targets 500,000 votes in Volta region, and Supreme Court throws out Bagbin's application. That's it for the front page of the ABC newspaper.
All right, I'll take you to the Political Digest. And it says here, Bawumia pledges to restore powers of chiefs. When did the chiefs lose power? That is restoring their power. Okay. We won't go back. We're moving forward with Bawumia, traders declare. And I don't know what class Mahama thinks he's in, says Akufo-Addo. And teachers are 100% better under our tenure. Dr. Prempeh is speaking. So that's the Political Digest there.
Right, I'll take it to the business analyst finally from me. Bawumia launches Go Ride. Pensions funds grow by 33%. Industry remains healthy. ADB MD is Public Sector CEO of the Year. Let's use our platforms to tackle climate crisis, GJA president tells journalists. And GFIM trade dips by 57%. This is according to a report. That's it for the business analyst.
All right, let's take a look at what citynewsroom.com has.
Okay.
Parliament to reconvene early November. Bagbin assures Council of State. We have insurance sector adjust investment strategies amid DDEP impact. Reverend Lawrence Tete apologizes to UG over HIV remarks. Supreme Court ruling on vacant seats solid. Bobby Banson speaking. And concerning election 2024, it's absurd to term Ghana as one constituency. Sami Dako is speaking. And then we have, let me give you one more. We'll help resolve parliamentary impasse. Council of State assures Bagbin. And so that's what we have. Oh, and we have the Mfansipim story here.
Okay.
Mfansipim School beats Ogasco with 1 point to win 2024 NSMQ. All right, so those are some of the stories on citynewsroom.com. Kindly go over to citynewsroom.com or channel1news.com for your credible news updates. Let's get into some details.
All right, I'll take you to page 3 of the Ghanaian Times, and story says 4 vacant seats case. SC to give judgment November 11. Story by Malik Suleimana, and it reads, the Supreme Court, SC, will on November 11 deliver judgment on interpretation of Article 97(1) G and H of the 1992 Constitution regarding the declaration of 4 seats vacant in Parliament by the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin. The court was invited to interpret this constitutional provision after rival meanings were placed on the provision in the process leading to the declaration of 3 new Patriotic Party NPP seats and 1 National Democratic Congress NDC seat vacant. Now, prior to adjourning proceedings, a 5-member panel presided over by the Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Saki Tokonu, dismissed an application by the Speaker asking the court to set aside its ruling against the declaration of the 4 seats vacant. On October 18, the Supreme Court ordered Mr. Bagbin to stay his decision on the vacant seats, pending the status of the affected seats by the Supreme Court. Yeah, so basically the angle this paper is taking it from is on the substantial or the substantive case at the Supreme Court, where the jurisdiction of the court is being invoked to interpret the Constitution.
Okay.
And so, I mean, basic law will tell you that the Constitution empowers the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court only to deal with matters of interpretation of the Constitution. And so a provision of the Constitution basically means what the Supreme Court says it means.
That's all.
That's all. Yeah. And that is what the leader of the MPP caucus in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, is in court seeking an interpretation of the 1992 Constitution, Article 97, Clause 1, Subclause G and H, on the declaration of these seats, or what the provision says on how a seat can be declared vacant in court. So that actually is the actual case in court. What happened yesterday is the Speaker filing an application to the court to have the court set aside its own initial order on the stay of execution of the Speaker's previous ruling. So, I mean, it's interesting when you listen to the lawyers and the judges go at it like that. But so what the story is telling us is that on November 11, there will be judgment on the actual case. Yesterday, you noticed that in the dying moments of the case, the CJ, the Chief Justice, wanted lawyers for the Speaker to file all the applications so by Friday, so that the case can be expedited. The actual case, the substantive case, can be expedited. However, the AG had issue even with the attachment of the Speaker in the matter, because constitutionally, in constitutional matters, it is the AG that represents the state. And so he raised issue with the attachment of the Speaker. And even the private legal representation for the Speaker, Mr. Thaddeus, sorry. And so, I mean, the panel sitting on the application was not the original panel sitting on the original case as filed by Afenyo-Markin. And so the CJ had to, that panel rose to have the actual panel come and sit. And they gave the November 11 date for judgment on the actual case as filed by Afenyo-Markin.
Interesting times. Well, let me take you to the Chronicle, and in here we have Gridco halts unauthorized excavation under high tension lines in Ayawaso West, and I don't know why anybody will be excavating under high tension cables, but the story is here. It came up somewhere last week. We had calls to that effect, that the space had been given to a private developer. But you can't even build under, you're not supposed to build under high tension. And so Gridco had moved in to stop them. Efforts are being made to get to the Ayawaso Municipal Assembly to get some clarity on this matter. What happened? Because the allegation is that the assembly had given the space or the land
to a private person. And so we'll follow up to get some more details on this.
Anyway, so the story here says, in a bold intervention, engineers from the Ghana Gridco company recently disrupted an unauthorized construction attempt by a group of Chinese nationals working under high-tension power lines in Ayawaso West. Now, the land located along Shiashi Street near South Legon and close to the University of Ghana Medical Hospital is owned by Gridco and strictly restricted for public safety, given its proximity to high voltage transmission lines. Now, the incident began on October 20th when Gridco officials discovered heavy machinery on site with workers actively excavating under the high tension lines. Now, this move immediately raised concerns among Gridco's engineers, who saw it as a serious violation of their safety guidelines. Now, as a result, Gridco quickly dispatched a task force to halt the unauthorized activity. Though Gridco's swift response initially stopped the excavation, reports surfaced that the workers later returned a week later, this time escorted by a group of municipal guards, allegedly from the Ayawaso West Municipal Assembly.
Yeah. So like I was saying earlier, we've received similar reports, and so we are working to get some response to this.
You know,
but I mean, it's not even safe. The level of radiation under those
and that's
tensions.
That's what I'm saying. The recklessness. You know, I mean, for me, it's not. I don't want to discuss.
It is not a habitable place.
I don't want to discuss law. I don't want to discuss propriety. Listen. It's a health issue. It's a safety issue.
Clearly.
It's unacceptable, and we have laws. And the people who are also custodians of municipal enforcement, allegedly, are part of the people who are, supporting this.
I mean, it can be interrogated further. So, like I'm saying, we're working to get to fleshing it up so that we know exactly who on whose doorstep to lay the blame and how to rectify the situation. But kudos to Gridco and its task force for moving in swiftly to avert what I think is a disaster in waiting.
No, but it will happen. You see,
because you see, if you make the place habitable, right? We've seen in other areas where a simple spark has led to serious devastation. And this place is full of high tensions. The amount of voltage going through there, the radiation that emanates from some of these high tension posts, you wouldn't want to have humans living or even working there.
Already we have shacks and these slums under some high tension cables around the city. We do. We have it. You see. So, and it's already dangerous as it is. Much less having, proper construction work going on. That you're going to build what? Under these
I think
places.
that the assembly should be proactive and show some level of commitment. And unless, of course, they are complicit as they are being accused of. But I think they should move in now and rectify the situation before the worst happens. This is quite a disturbing story in the Ghanaian Times. I'm still staying on page 3. Headline says, cerebral palsy, autism sufferers, target of sexual abuse at Achimtafo. And stories from Amatechua and Peduajiman from Achimtafo. And it reads, some women, young girls living with cerebral palsy, autism and other forms of disabilities at Achimtafo in the Buakwa North municipality of the Eastern region have become targets of sexual abuse, the Ghanaian Times investigations have revealed. Now, most of the men who perpetrate this dastardly act within the community most often deploy coercion or financial inducement as bait to get to their victims. Now, in addition, those who fall victim to the abuse are bribed not to disclose the identity of the attackers, or in some cases are threatened not to disclose their predicament to anyone. Now, our investigations also uncovered that most of the victims were targeted under the assumption that they could not effectively identify or report their attackers due to their disabilities. Some of the victims had been left pregnant, while others had also delivered children with special needs without proper care. The most recent incident occurred on August 14 this year, involving a 25-year-old woman with special needs known as Mercy, not her real name, and Francis Mensah, a.k.a. Papa Taylor, who is 59 years old. Papa Taylor was alleged to have raped Mercy after he had sent her on an errand to buy him porridge and delivered it to his house, where he pounced on her and forcefully had sex with her.
Goodness.
What has this world come to?
Goodness.
What has this world come to? The person already is in a state where they require special care.
Yes.
You are not in a position to provide that.
Yes.
However,
you're taking advantage.
In your own selfish wisdom, you think this is an opportunity to satisfy your lust. Are you human?
That's the question. Are you human? Because human.
Do you have blood running through your veins? Do you have a heart sitting in that body of yours? Do you have children? Do you have relatives? Do you consider that this could happen to anyone, including your own relatives?
I don't get it.
Let's get serious in this country.
I don't get it.
Sometimes I think the law is too soft on some of these matters.
No, it's the enforcement, you see, because all these things that we have regulations, we have laws, we have things are stipulated clearly in our constitution. And you know, it's funny because it's when the trouble comes that you discover that, oh, so we have a law for this already.
Exactly.
But enforcement is just so weak.
Well, I mean, we should tidy up the enforcement.
It's so weak.
And if we feel that even with enforcement, the provisions are not punitive enough, maybe they should be amended.
Revise them,
because people need to stop this. This is outright nonsense. Excuse my language.
No,
this is outright nonsense.
No need to be excused.
Why would you want to prey on the less privileged? Why would you want to prey on the vulnerable in society? It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. It doesn't.
You are a matured human being. If you feel you want to satisfy your lust, go out there.
You have other people that
go have a proper conversation with a sane human being, a matured, whole and hearty human being. Get to an agreement, have an understanding, and go do what you want to do. Nobody cares. But you don't take advantage of people who are less privileged in society. A person with cerebral palsy. A person with autism.
They can hardly help themselves.
Are you serious? This is heartbreaking.
It's unfortunate.
And these people, I don't think, should be forgiven. And you see, family relatives should not go behind closed doors and go, young Beckham will fear.
Yes, exactly. You know, this is where the state needs to step up, you know, to its
God forbid, but this does not cross my cortex anyway.
No, but I'm serious. The state needs to step up to its responsibility to protect the vulnerable, you know, Anyway.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
And I thank you. Thank you very much.
Dave.
All right. Okay. Sports is next.
Welcome back. Now let's do some sports stories. Now we start off with WAFU B under 20 as Ghana and Nigeria will meet today in the final of the WAFU Zone B under 20 championship in Lomé, Togo. The two teams have already booked their places in the next year's under 20 AFCON tournament, but the final will give them the opportunity to earn bragging rights. The Black Satellites topped Group A on 5 points after recording draws with Togo and Benin and a 2-0 win over Niger. In the semis, they came back from a goal down to beat Côte d'Ivoire, and today they face their final hurdle in the form of Nigeria.
All right, so let's go to some Carabao Cup news, and we have Liverpool booked their place in the last 8 after a dramatic 3-2 win at Brighton last night. Now, goals from Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz managed to push the Reds through despite responses from Simon Adingra and Tariq Lamptey late in the game. Now, Manchester United began life after Erik ten Hag with a 5-2 win over Leicester City at Old Trafford. Now, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes both scored twice, with Alejandro Garnacho completing the score, while Bilal El Canusus and Conor Gody scored the consolation goals for Leicester. Now, Arsenal got a routine 3-0 win at Preston North End, with goals coming from Gabriel Jesus, Ethan Nwaneri and Kai Havertz. All right, then Tottenham Hotspur dumped Manchester City out with a 2-1 result at Tottenham Stadium. Now, Timo Werner opened the scoring after 5 minutes, and Papi Matassa got the second, with Matheus Nunes grabbing the consolation for Man City. Now, Newcastle recorded a 2-0 win over Chelsea at St. James's Park to go into the last 8. Now, Alexander Isak got things going, and Axel Disasi added the second for the home side. Now, in the quarterfinals, Tottenham will face Manchester United. Arsenal will take on Crystal Palace. Newcastle welcome Brentford, and Southampton will host Liverpool. The matches will be played in the week of December 16th. So, exciting news there. Liverpool doing their thing. I'm always happy when Liverpool does their thing. You know how it is. Yeah. All right. So we're going to get into the next segment of the show shortly after a break, but we'll be looking at some challenges facing certain communities. We'll go to look at Amenfi Central. We'll also be looking right here in the Greater Accra region. We'll be going over to the Jekuku area and some of the challenges that communities there are facing as well in the community development segment. You don't want to miss out on those conversations. Join us shortly after this quick break.
Get ready.
Every objection against you is hereby dismissed.
For Impact 2024 with the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Dr. Eastwood Anaba, Apostle Joshua Selman, Apostle Isi Igeneba, Bishop Dr. Bernard Ojiri Asari, and Reverend Dr. David Aintree. November 24th to December 1st, 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily at Action Chapel International, Prayer Cathedral, Dominion Arena. For inquiries or pass information, call 059-230-0069.
Do you want a healthy smile?
Experiencing tooth pain or sensitivity? Don't ignore it. It could be a cavity. Hi, I'm Tanya from Bethel Dental Clinic, Ghana. Cavities are more than just a nuisance. They're signs of tooth decay that can lead to further damage if left untreated. And if left without treatment, the hole grows larger and may eventually produce sensitivity and pain. Tooth decay should not be ignored because the longer you put it off to restore, the more costly and time-consuming it becomes to fix. So don't delay. There's a solution that can restore your tooth's health and appearance. Tooth-colored fillings are done by your dentist to blend seamlessly with your natural teeth while providing strength and durability. So, if you're experiencing tooth pain or sensitivity, schedule an appointment today.
All be lie.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where is my passport? Where is my passport? Yo, but I want to Waba.
What is that?
And then give me
my passport.
Relax.
You made me pay for express for 24 hours and yet it's not in.
You told me that you are telling me this. What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours, he'll do my passport for me.
Oh, the same thing applies to me. He told me last night, he's telling me this week. Process. That's what they do. Yeah. Oh, madam. Please relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours.
Hey, Goroma. So you never change? Eh? You get passport for someone within 24 hours, Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Eh? Not 24 hours, yeah, I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now, through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now, you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application.
Sir!
By buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easy. And very soon, all you need to get your passport
big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration.
Piva Cola, Piva grapes and
From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
grapes and orange. Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Welcome back from that break. Now it's time to delve into some community stories. And this morning, we are going to start off the conversation about the fight against galamsey. Illegal mining is still very much happening in Ghana. And a story happening, or a situation in the Wassa Amenfi district of the Western region, where people or miners are still actively working like they are not perturbed. And we've been here, we've had conversations about the need to stop galamsey, the fight against galamsey. We've championed the cause over the past few weeks. And earlier this month, yes, there was a whole military deployment to go and stop people mining illegally on river bodies, destroying our lands and water resources. But as to how far that conversation or that deployment has gone, I don't know if Kweku, you have any update on that issue.
I mean, it's the soldiers are purportedly still out there, but we do realize that a lot of people, even though they are aware that there's a clampdown, you know, on illegal mining, on irresponsible mining, and so on and so forth, because the detachment of the security forces, the military, is scanty, right? Because you're using 100, and I don't know if they're scaled up. If they're scaled up, we haven't been told that they've scaled up, right? But using 100 uniformed men to chase tens of thousands of people out of river bodies, spread over 100, like tens of thousands of square kilometers of space.
How much can you cover?
You're not. It doesn't show the commitment we're expecting, right? Because to show, and that's why some of us were calling for state of emergency, you know, and all of that, because the kind of commitment that is needed to bring the results. You see, if we look, let's say, a month down the road from when the decision was taken to deploy men to our water bodies. Let's ask, a month down the road, rivers that are flowing on the daily, they flow 24 hours every day. The rivers are flowing constantly, right? And the source of the river is not polluted. It's the river in flow and the exit point that are polluted. The sources are not polluted, right? So by now, we should have water bodies clearing up.
Yes.
Do we?
No.
If we don't have them clearing up, that's the answer to the question.
I was in the Central region 2 weeks ago, And I mean, I told you about it, the fact that we've had images or we've seen videos from the water bodies and the level of destruction being caused to our lands and water resources. But coming up close, Kweku, standing by a river bank or by a water body and seeing firsthand the level of destruction or the water, the color of the water. They say water is colorless, but I could actually tell the color of the water that I was looking at. The water I was looking at actually had color. It was very murky, very dirty. And this was River Ayensu. And this water body serves the whole community. Right? Yes, Central. And Central is just around here. It wasn't even far. That was my first time going there, not too far from Kaswa. Just around here. It's not far from Accra. We are down here talking about Galamsey, irresponsible mining, illegal mining, and all of that, forgetting that it just takes something small and then it catches up with us.
Well, we're going to go to a community called Nyame-Betre. Nyame-Betre is in the Memphis Central District, and our colleague and correspondent, Akusi Enimeje, was driving through the area and noticed some people, digging and doing the Galamsey activities, and so he went to try and ask them a few questions. He brought us this report after his experience. Let's take a look at it. We'll be back and we'll get into some conversations.
As one drives along the Amenfi East to Amenfi Central Highway in the Western region, illegal mining activities are openly conducted on both sides of the road. Miners work without fear of arrest, even though the police, district chief executive, and Minerals Commission officials regularly travel this route and are tasked with supporting the fight against Galamsey. This cocoa farm, once productive, now lies devastated by illegal mining, with open pits and stagnant water replacing the cocoa trees. When I stopped to record, the Galamsey workers at Nyame-Betre initially fled. However, they returned to work after I assured them I was not there to arrest them.
If anybody thinks that the current fight against illegal mining or Galamsey is actually preventing people to come all out to actually do Galamsey, then the situation over here in the Amanfi Central of the Western region is different. This is a live and active Galamsey site which is actually in operation, and the people over here are basically saying that they will continue to do the Galamsey as long as the issue of unemployment is a concern in this area.
We should say, "Yamba, say, Ebia, ye near Juma, and Kamisa Mijinaka, Mewa, San, Jumaka, Kraya, and Kamint Mimbejinaha. And then he said, or bet my am waka cradia. Galamsey no, Yabajai. Na, ya, dear, or the Bamaya, Naya, so ya or no so cracker, crana, de share man. Says you cocoa in answer. Ya grow a moya to so crabby a nominal. A moya diamaya. Your papa says, I say. Yes, one may Maya or one yet. And the amount what you can your hanum. And the yam wa power her.
Yeah, a banty swallow. To say for quina moon yet. Now, bravo moonsono. Ya dear, a boy, a home career. To say I have in here, the Naya book, better man to me. Now, air hen. And your uncle, the Baba Ginaha, a horse young pool. Come, my horse young pool. Now, when you miss me to me, cannot. The Bagina or Bopoli, a crack, the corner. Now, you're quite so for quite so I wrote. When we yet, Quay, Rabomundi, Quay. The name my and yet Galanso. It be a gissy and buckler. A buckler knows why. Into this said the way I swear, brave on Gacrane, the veteran, the Santa Corner, and Numgacra. To Galana, say, Mossy and Gadi, I used to pack me my head the way I sing as a young buckler in a bob by own sack.
I had to say my Galamsey, I am one. And my while me Kunia Galamsey, and I'm to a Beman Quamra. And Mohammed, yes, I'm a Someko. The same one call out to ena adwuma bia nso ni ho a masu adwuma fo na menya boafo abeboa me mama eden mama abie shop no nti em se me nso me fa me hu galamsey na menye then ya me so me kwa bi.
And you have a lot of these people actually doing galamsey all over the place. But for these people, they are saying that their vote for who should become the MP or the president will depend on which of the candidates is likely to change their livelihood from this practice of galamsey, which according to them is because of the unemployment within this constituency that is making them do it.
Omoya maya eno so mboa no bia ye so ye de be atoya aba no ene ye nsuo na ye nom no ha no omoboa ya ye so ye begina so ato aba no kam
Ye se nsuo no mo na mo se no
da bi nsuo ni de ye se no
ene mo na mo se
da bi
de ma hwe de ato aba no ana se bi yakwa ni so nye yakwa ni so nye se mpo mi da bia me ka me se kwa ni ntimi nwu bie kwa ni so nye but I feel my cancer quite a thing yet. Many me last one where me way a man would be. Then I want to come. Or me could look and can I break. He said, quite in yet, quite a thing yet, and it's a cow.
Now, Brabboy, Mr. Cocoon, Medea and a crack. Now, they say some mouth wound, Yalia can a new year when they come on. He won't one agree as so her. He a home kiri. He a bound down and in my hair, crack. Yes, I dare. A home kiri. Now, I did by console. So, my 2 banners and some can free near yet, or my muntia, ye panacha. So, Pese on sign twice a day, Omon Pejo, Monina Fair. Yes, Apa. Ever 12 enough.
For these residents of Namibetre here in the Wasa Amenfi constituency of the Western region, the hardships of the economy is what is actually putting them or keeping them in the continuous practice of galamsey, which is illegal mining activities over here, which the country says it is actually polluting the environment. And until the government actually get them a proper means of employment, they will continue to find their livelihood with the illegal mining activities here in the Wasa Amenfi district of the Western region.
All right, so that report there brought to us by Akwesi Enim. You know, the question that jumps into my head as this report was playing, and it's intrigue. The question came to me in intrigue. You know, it's a very unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in, and you know, it's a complex mesh of problems, because on one hand you hear the commentary by the galamseyers, right? So one of the ladies says, if only I had a handy skill that I could do. But the same person says, I know how to sew. You know, so why is that not a skill?
Why is it not an option?
Why is it not an option, right? And so on and so forth. But Akwesi, who brought the report, is joining us, and we'll delve further into the conversation. Akwesi, good morning.
Good morning, David.
Yeah, how are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Wonderful. Akwesi, now, did you specifically go out there to find these people, or you happened to be traveling through the area and you noticed them? Hello, Akwesi. All right, we'll get Akwesi shortly. Yeah.
Right.
So,
as you were saying, these are the people causing the problem. I think Akwesi is back on. Akwesi, can you hear us? Hello? Hello?
Okay, we're having a challenge.
All right, so as I was saying, these are the same people. They are the problem, yet they are the same people lamenting, asking for solutions. You are the problem.
Yeah.
You are the one causing the problem. They were lamenting about their cocoa farms being destroyed. the land's being destroyed. They don't have water. Yet you are
Yeah,
using the same
but
water.
Who's clearing the cocoa? All right, so we have Akwesi back on that. Akwesi. Oh, with challenges with,
Wow.
Yes.
Let me move out.
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes. Hi, Akwesi.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes, David.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, I was asking earlier, how did you discover these people? All right. It's proving a bit more challenging. So we'll rectify that shortly and then we'll talk to Akwesi. Yeah, so...
right,
yeah,
I was saying, you are complaining about the water bodies being destroyed, yet you are inside the water, you are the one using the water, forgetting that after you destroy the water, you go home and need water to do your domestic chores. Who are you now calling on to come and help you?
Yeah.
You are lamenting that you need a hand skill, yet you say you know how to sew. Why won't you just try and set up yourself? Yes, do something.
Deploy your skills.
Do something.
Yeah, not everybody knows how to sew, but everybody needs clothes to wear. Exactly. So, so at the end of the day, you have something that you can offer and make a living. And it's not that it's easy. Nobody's saying it's easy. It's just that this is unacceptable.
When these issues are happening, we are calling on government, we are calling on people to support us, but we forget that we are the cause of our own problems. We are the cause of our own problems, and it's high time we are able to accept that and then fix it. Like, I caused this, so let me fix it. Because if you are not even making an effort to fix it, and somebody is doing it for you, you'll not even appreciate the stress the person is going through.
Well, that's true. The thing is that, you see, so many times we expect that government, because of its muscle and its size, okay, and its reach, we expect that government should get into enforcement and make sure that the laws we've set for ourselves, we actually enforce those. And then look at the nuances of situations like this, where we say, okay, our river bodies, unacceptable, no-go areas, everybody get out. And make sure that everybody gets out and stays out, right? But government doesn't seem to have the appetite, right? Because if government had the appetite, we would deploy 1,000 soldiers, not 100. Do you understand? Because we keep saying that, I've heard this narrative quite a number of times. We keep saying that we haven't fought wars for a long time, but we are training soldiers and we are recruiting soldiers all the time, right? And so the question, you see, and it's important that we recruit and it's important that we train and we prepare. Do you understand? Because you never know when you need it. But we also have arms of the military setup that are involved in construction, that are involved in other forms of, civil works and so on. So I think it's important for us to say, listen, if we have soldiers that we can deploy, why don't we deploy 1,000 as opposed to 100, showing that we are serious about dealing with the problem. You see, we have a lot of rivers, a lot of rivers. Akwesi has joined us on the phone. Akwesi, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wonderful. Akwesi, how did you chance on these people? What?
Well, David, I was actually moving into the constituency capital of the Amenfi Central constituency. That is Mansour Menfi.
Okay.
And I drove for several minutes and I kept seeing these people working on both sides of the road. And I felt this story must be told because we are all in a situation where we've been told that the government has actually renewed the fight against the land sale. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Hello?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, so, I decided to actually, follow up on this very story because we are very much aware that the government has actually begun to fight the Galamsey again out of the public cry.
Yeah.
And so I had to get down from my car.
Okay.
But when I got down initially, these people were actually running away until I managed to convince them that I'm not there to arrest them.
Okay.
But what actually struck me was the fact that these operations that we saw are not far from the road. They are just close by. And it tells you how the law enforcers and the regulators are not actually on the ground. When we are told that they are actually on the ground fighting this menace.
Yeah.
Because if they were actually on the ground, I don't think they would be operating so close to the highway.
Okay.
And for me, that was the takeaway. That the renewed fight against Galamsey is actually not, on the ground. If you move around, last proud to this very trip, I used the Aguran Kwanta to Elubo route in the last 3 weeks. And over there too, on both sides of the road, you could see Galamsey going on right from the Ghana Rabbi Estate Limited concession all the way into the Azim area. Galamsey was very rampant on both sides of the road. So the question is, where are the enforcers? Where are the renewed, team, the team who are leading the renewed effort to actually clamp down on this Galamsey, menace?
Yeah. But Akwesi, the thing also is that we deployed 100 men. I don't know if you have news that more have been added to that deployment, but the initial deployment was 100 soldiers, right? And then we have at least 30 major rivers in Ghana, most of which have been polluted. So even if you take the 30 rivers, alone, and you have 100 men, that's 3 per river. Seriously, it's like a joke. But I don't know if you have any news of more people being included in the fight.
Well, then let me tell you, it's a bit confusing because somewhere last 2 years,
yes,
the government actually here in Takoradi at Atlantic Hotel commenced. They inaugurated over 500. People who have been actually enrolled into the river guard project.
Yes, the river guards.
And then they were going to give them. They were going to give them boats to patrol the rivers and the rest.
Yes.
This was like 2 years ago. Only for us to hear last month, early this month, that they are going to deploy. They are going to roll out these people. So it sounded a bit confusing because we knew they had already enrolled them and they had actually detail them to be on the ground. But between that time and now, we never saw any of them on any of the river bodies that we have here. The major rivers being Pra and Kubra, we never saw any of them on the rivers. And so for me, it raises question about the true commitment about those who are to ensure that this renewed fight against illegal mining is actually seen on the ground and manifests itself in climbing down on this activity.
Yeah.
Akwesi, so since the deployment of the soldiers to help fight and curb illegal mining, what has been the atmosphere or the situation in the Western region, especially the areas that you may have visited?
I would say there hasn't been any stoppage in terms of the menace going on. You saw it in the footage. People go out there and do their usual Galamsey activities. The places that I know Galamsey is actually happening, you pass there and it is very much ongoing. And that's what I'm saying, that, and I will share David's view that maybe the people that they've deployed are not enough to spread themselves across the country. But look at the fact that the Western region happens to be a hub of Galamsey. It is very unusual to see that we are not actually seeing or recording much of this clampdown around this area.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So, Akwesi, as far as the authorities in the Western region generally are speaking, the things that you're hearing from them, do you get a sense of this? We will end up going into elections and coming out next year with this menace being at its usual, in the status quo will be maintained, right, or not? What sense do you get?
I feel nothing will change. And I think people will be more emboldened to even do the Galamsey the more, because this is not a time that any politician would want to provoke these miners from what they are doing. And so I don't see, with what I've seen and with the few weeks left to, the election time, I don't see any change in the destruction or devastation that is actually going on in our mining district.
Okay. Thank you very much, Akwesi. Thank you for speaking to us. So that's Akwesi J in Nim, bringing us that story, that report, and then giving us a bit more perspective as to what's happening in the western region, which is almost nothing. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening as far as government intervention is concerned.
We're fighting a lost battle.
It appears so. It appears so. It appears that the government is either incapable or uninterested. It's one of two things. It's either they are incapable or disinterested in fighting the menace. I have heard politicians on, to me, say personally that that's what the guy say, we'll fight it, but after elections, and for me, that's a sad state of our psyche as a people, of our understanding of what the problems really are, that we are prepared to do politics no matter the cost.
Yeah.
It's like we don't care the cost. You see, and unfortunately, you may not have a country to govern. Right? You think it's a joke. You play with it, you think it's a joke. You may not have a country to govern if you continue like this. It's better that, yes, Jiffa, you want to say something?
Right, I was going to say that we have just about 37 days to election.
Thereabouts.
And maybe not, the Galamseyers are threatening not to vote for them if, they are going to be fighting against them. So they are just being selfish at this point. The quest for being in power, the quest for tasting power so much is making them, overlook all of these issues. But at the end of the day, it affects all of us as a nation.
Yes.
The effect of Galamsey knows no party colors. It knows no person in position. But it's just very sad that at the end of the day, it affects the ordinary Ghanaian even more, because now our water bodies are being polluted. And the ordinary Ghanaian who can't afford mineral sachet water, bottled water, would be left with no choice than to purify the same polluted water with alum and then drink it.
And that's assuming the alum will be enough.
Exactly, thinking that it's going to solve the problem or make the water a bit clearer or okay to drink. Yet the politician will be here in Accra or wherever buying bottled water, importing water from wherever.
And imported water costs at least 30 Ghana cedis per bottle, per 500 ml. 30 Ghana cedis per bottle for imported water. You think about that for just a moment, right? Think about it for just a moment. 30 Ghana cedis per bottle, 500 ml. You need to, every adult human, for you to have your regular average needs met, your liquid needs, your water needs, your body needs at least 1,500 to 2,000 ml of water, right? So if you think about it, if one 500 ml costs 30 Ghana cedis times 3, that's basic, that's minimum, times 3, right? So that's 90 Ghana cedis. You're almost doing 100 Ghana cedis of water, and you haven't done much. It's just drinking water, 100 Ghana cedis every day. That's what we're talking about, as compared to maybe 10 Ghana cedis a day for drinking water. And if you're doing sachet water, that's 1 cedi or 2 cedis a day for drinking water. You get it? You're going to be talking 100 Ghana. How many people realistically
can
even afford that? So the selfish few who think that what was that statement we heard on an audio recording? Party in Jessica. If we think that that's what that's what it's all about, and that whatever money we can get from wherever we can get, for whatever needs that we want to take care of, and we won't deal with the nation as a whole and think of everyone else in the nation, then it's our fault. And the government that has the enforcement mandate and the capacity to do so, you take the lion's share of the blame. The government that has the mandate as well as the capacity to enforce the laws that exist. Look, right now, the mining law that we're talking about, 2462, LI 2462, that we should be revoking. Parliament is in, has been adjourned. We're not revoking it. So it's still there. So people are still in the forest illegally, in forest reserves, doing whatever they will do. But it suits some people that we should allow. It's unacceptable. You know, and for me, I'll just keep talking about it because it's really unacceptable. Irresponsibility. Irresponsible mining. You are destroying the only Ghana that we have. You came to meet Ghana. You came to meet Ghana. But you are destroying it. So that who will come in the future to come and meet the mess you have left? Think about it. It's tragic.
It's sad.
But people our leaders don't seem to care much. We have messages.
Right. And Kweku, you know, Akwesi was telling us that they are mining so close to
the road.
The road.
The roadside. On both sides of the road.
The road.
Yeah.
So they are digging on both sides and the road happens to be in the middle. Very soon we'll be hearing reports.
They'll be digging through the road.
Yes.
But we've seen roads that have collapsed because of this Galamsey menace. Yeah.
Anyway. Kweku, so I have this message from Promise from Mankesim.
Okay.
It says, Ghanaians should just blink and see. Our people will introduce a Galamsey levy soon. From the report you guys just showed us, you can see that anybody gets up and engages in Galamsey. In essence, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. Gabriel Zuma from Sasabi says, you mean to tell me that after all this noise made by the people being affected the most by this menace of a problem, law enforcement is lacking and keeping up with something so deadly? Is a question that Gabriel Zuma is asking.
All right, this is from Mavis Donko from Santa Maria. She says, look at this. There are kids involved in this. Forget the labor law violations for now, but look at how much of a free for all it looks like at this point. This election will be fun, I promise you.
And another message here says, good morning. It's so sad. This shows that we are joking as a country upon all the warnings. We can't take the bull by the horns. What is wrong with us? Posterity will judge us all.
There's another one that doesn't have a name. It says the National Commission for Civic Education, Ghana Health Service and all concerned bodies should embark on a nationwide campaign to educate those in these areas seriously. Perhaps if they were aware of the harm, they will stop. I've actually said this here before that maybe they just need some sort of education. But then again, Kweku, it is just common sense to tell you that you are digging both sides of a road with a road in the middle. It's just common sense to tell you that the worst will happen.
You can't leave people to common sense. Do you understand? The woman said that the road is not good. When I was having my child, I was pregnant with my child, it was a difficult experience going to I was exhausted by the time I got to the hospital. Do you understand? This is the same person in the Galamsey situation, right? Which means road is important to her. But you are digging close to a road. It's difficult. It's very difficult, you know? And so that's why I said that. Education, yes.
Yeah.
Right? Some people will pick from it, but enforcement is key.
Yeah.
In other jurisdictions, you won't see much campaigns for education. It's just enforcement. Because in the enforcement, you'll be educated. In the enforcement, you'll be educated. Anyway, I think we should take a quick break.
Of course.
We'll take a quick break. When we're back, we're going to go over to Lejekuku to find out what's happening there as well.
The Africa Continental Engineering and Construction Network present the second edition of the African Continental Engineering Architecture, Construction and Real Estate Summit. Theme: Integrating Sustainable Built Environment for Socio-Economic Transformation through the use of new generation building technologies and generative artificial intelligence. Are you a building contractor, civil engineer, surveyor, planner, architect, real estate developer, or building material supplier looking for an opportunity to network, partner, or collaborate with the most influential industry players? This summit is for you, as it is the grand gathering of all stakeholders of the building and construction industry. Your long-awaited opportunity to land the big contract, boost sales, and network with industry giants is finally here. Special guest of honor and speaker, Dr. Daniel McCall, Executive Chairman, McDan Group. Keynote speaker, Engineer Margaret Aina Oguntala, President, Nigerian Society of Engineers. Venue, the Lionel Platts Conference Center, Adrigano, East Legon. Date, November 27th and 28th, 2024. For sponsorship and exhibition, please call 0209-032280 or scan the QR code to register. Visit our website at acecnltd.com. Sponsors, partners, the African Continental Engineering, Architecture, Construction and Real Estate Summit, building an integrative African built environment for African prosperity. See you there.
Bethel Revival Club presents Akbe Experience 2024 under the theme The Revival. Date Sunday 3rd November 2024. Venue Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi. Time 5 p.m. Gates opening at 4 p.m. Ministering at Bethel Revival Club, Pastor Edwin Datson, Pastor Helen Yosin, Ike Nano, Dave the Music Box, Luigi McLean, Osborne, Rafia, Quindalin, and many more. Rate 50 Ghana Cedis single, 150 Ghana Cedis VIP. Tickets are available at Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi, Accra, Channel 1 TV, Tesano, City FM, Adabraka, www.bethelrevivalchoir.com, USSD code *713*33*114#. Ticket hotline 0544-222-154. Sponsors GEC, Trinity Chapel, Volta Green Hill Properties, Stephen Zion Productions, Upswing Music, Jeanette Services, Rema Impressions, Kafkat Productions, HKD Studios, and Heaven Community Studio. This event is powered by Channel 1 TV and supported by City FM and Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi.
Nana, who are you voting for this year?
How about area? As for this question, you need not ask. John Mama and the NDC, of course. Who else? You know there should be a change. Me. Maybe I should have brought a papa.
Nana, born before computer.
Yeah,
do you still remember how to vote?
I am so sharp. On December 7th, when I get to my police station, I will take my voter's ID card to the EC officer. He will check, find my name, and give me a ballot paper. I will inspect the ballot paper and make sure the EC stamp is at the back with no other markings around it. When I get to the box, I will just inspect the paper again, search for the umbrella. I will just put my thumb in the ink pad and stamp the empty box just by the umbrella, not on the line or Mohammed's face, but in the empty box just by the umbrella. Then I clean my hand, fold my ballot paper vertically and horizontally, and drop it straight into the presidential box.
Now well done.
On the parliamentary candidate, I'll just stamp my hand in the empty box just by the umbrella. Now I'm done. Give it back.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Who are you? You. Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bready poor mattress anymore? Put on some slippers, then follow me.
You need spot the mattress within the front there.
Yeah?
That'll be the mattress where the dead for time.
Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like Ash Foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
Welcome to a quick tutorial on the Ghana Knowledge and Skills Bank. Visit www.gksb.gov.gh to access the platform. In this tutorial, we will take you through prediction questions on the platform. To do that, you must first log in. Find and click on Prediction Questions in the menu bar. Click on your preferred exam tab, choose your subject, and select the year available. Access both Objectives Section A and Subjectives Section B. Select a mode. Solve the questions, submit for grading, and view your results instantly. Need a second shot? Use the retake option anytime. That's it for today. Keep learning and good luck.
All be lie, all be lie.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where do my passport? Where is my passport? Yo, man, I want to Waba.
Who's Maba?
And then
Give me my passport.
Relax.
You made me pay for express for 24 hours and yet it's not in.
You told me that you are telling me this. What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours, he'll do my passport for me.
Oh,
see, that's
the same thing applies to me. He told me last night, he's telling me this week.
Process.
That's what they do. Yeah.
Oh, madam. Please relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours.
Hey, Goroma. So you never change? Eh? You get passport for someone within 24 hours, Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Eh? Now 24 hours, yeah, I'm fat. I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now, through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now, you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application.
Sir.
By buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easier. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card. What is it true? Yeah, Obisa. It is possible.
You yourself, I didn't know this. I feel like this.
Come on. Come on.
We are Nyamia. We need
Fachemi, Hamonima.
Don't send you this here.
Hey, I go for back for you. One back to one with them.
Then you may be put a mobile pie trainer.
Inti sanya me fufuru bi wo ha obakoto wana sa moto.
Bethel Revival Choir presents Akpe Experience 2024 under the theme The Revival. Date Sunday 3rd November 2024. Venue Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi. Time 5 p.m. Gates opening at 4 p.m. Ministering at Bethel Revival Choir Pastor Edwin Datson, Pastor Helen Yosin, Ike Nano, Dave the Music Box, Luigi McLean, Osborne, Rafia, Quindalin, and many more. Rate 50 Ghana City single, 150 Ghana Cities VIP. Tickets are available at Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi, Accra, Channel 1 TV, Tesano, City FM, Adabraka, www.bethelrevivalchoir.com, USSD code *713*33*114#. Ticket hotline 054.
welcome back. Still the community development segment, and we're having these conversations about things that are happening in our various neighborhoods and communities. And some messages came through before we took the break. Let me just read those quickly. You can see the color of the water changing, and you still need education. This is beyond education at this point. I don't understand their reasoning. This is Daniel Mensah with that message. We have here from Bernard Fosu from Adenta Barrier. Oh, you want to take that?
All right.
Yeah.
He said, with a degree of selfishness on display, it's not hard to make the connection in our minds as to where money and other foreign aid goes. Look at how despicable things are, and Ghanaians still think these people are for us. Keep dreaming, Ghana for. And
Kofi Yesu from Choco says, good morning, sweet lady and gentleman. Why don't I get sweet gentleman? It's a sweet lady and gentleman. Galamsey will not end today, and it will not end tomorrow as long as this government remains in power, you say, Kofi Yesu. All right, so those are the messages that have come through. We want to take a look at a story that is something that's happening in Lejekuku constituency. We want to go over there. Now, our colleague and correspondent that day, he's not a correspondent, but he's a correspondent that day, Jude Duncan, was out in the Lejekuku area and brought a very disturbing story of what was happening within the community there. Let's take a look at what was happening in the Teshi roads in Lejekuku.
Of Ajete Canton Street, situated in Teshi behind the Ford School, have been left stranded after road construction was halted several months ago, leaving them with no functional access to their homes. The stalled project has led to severe inconveniences, particularly during emergencies. Residents recounted instances where ambulances were unable to reach those in need due to the inaccessible nature of the road. Despite mobilizing their own resources, residents say that work began 6 weeks ago with promises from the Assembly Road engineer to fix the road and drainage issues. However, the project has been abandoned, leaving the community in limbo, and there has been no communication on when work would resume. After every rainfall, the road becomes even more perilous, trapping residents in their homes or forcing them to wait for hours before they can attempt to navigate. So I'm currently here in Teshi, a community in the Greater Accra region, at the Ajete Canton Street, to follow up on a rather devastating and really disturbing issue for residents in the community. We are right behind the Ford School in Teshi, where residents have been literally trapped in their homes due to the really deplorable state of the road. Now, why is this an issue? It's mainly an issue because residents don't have the luxury of commuting in and out of their homes freely. For some other residents, they've been literally kept under siege because of the state of the road. Emergency services, other services really have been cut short. And for some, they have to park their cars far away, walk home. Literally a mobility problem that's fast becoming a security and health issue. I've been joined by an elderly person in the community who has also suffered the ordeal and wants to just share some of the frustrations having gone through this rather unfortunate situation here in the Teshi community.
It's true. We are suffering in the area. We have a lane behind Ford School. It is under construction, but everything is stopped. If we are traveling, we are suffering. You have to carry your luggage to a roadside before you get a taxi. And even if you travel and you are coming with your luggage, you don't have any, access to the area. So you have to stop some distance before you carry your luggage to your area, which is very bad. And we have some old men too in the house. So we are pleading to authorities to come and help us. We are suffering, but because if it rains, you can't go out from your house. We are stuck in the house, in our homes. We are suffering.
Okay, as you can see, the gutter has been abandoned for months now. I don't know if they are waiting for the elections before they come fix it, because the gutter has been left abandoned for months now. I've not seen any work or anybody around here.
For months.
Yeah. Probably 3 or 4 months now. You don't even see the constructors or the engineers around here again. For even to ask them, has anything been said by whoever asked them to come and do? For now, no. Nobody has come around.
I was attacked when I was from choir practice. When the people jumped from the wall and they were coming on me, when another brother called them, "Don't attack her, she's my mom." So afterwards I asked the gentleman, "Hey, Michael, is that the work that you people have been doing in this area? Let people know of it so that they come in our aid to help us so that they clear the area and give us light at that corner. Even this corner." A certain girl was attacked. At that time, I was coming from the veranda when I made it. So I started shouting and the boy ran away.
Dorothy Christian, a resident in the area who has now taken it upon herself to mobilize the community to address their concerns about the road, complained about the contractor's neglect, stating that they abandoned the site without any proper explanation.
Actually, it's been a problem road for years. So about 2 months back, it became like this. But prior to that, it was a waterlogged area. So when it rains, water from the other sides gets stagnant here. So we usually mobilize funds, buy trips of sand and fill it so that we can drive through. Because when the water is there, when you drive through, you get stuck or your car breaks down. One morning, they asked us to park our cars out because they are going to build another drainage across. So if we don't take our cars out, we can't go in and we can't come out. And that was without any notice. So we quickly had to park our cars out. That's been almost about 2 months now. So we've been parking our cars out. And this is what they did. And after that, the road has been abandoned. I'm appealing to the authorities to come to our aid because we are helpless. We are stuck in our homes when you want to go out. There's this old lady who traveled abroad, and when she was coming home, she had to carry her suitcases on her head to the house. And it's that bad. It's that bad.
In his response, Lejokuku Municipal Chief Executive Officer Mordecai Kwashi acknowledged in an interview with Channel 1 News he assured residents that the contractor would return within a week to complete the road.
Okay. To be honest with you, that part extension, I'm not aware that it's supposed to be part of the project. Honestly, that project is the main road like that. None of the projects, in none of the routes are the side roads included in the project. So if the side road is included, then some sort of variation must have been done because originally that any junctions into the road are not part of the road. Where you are talking about, then I have to actually go there.
Okay.
And go and
when are you able to go there and go and check for them?
Today. I'll go there today. I have a meeting in town.
All right.